Even if you're only a passive Pete Rose fan, you at least know that he broke a hit record. But this summer, we got to know a lot more than that.
You know, Julie, I was just sitting around here this morning when I came in. I'm thinking that after 2 months of covering Pete Rose solid, that I think I know more about Pete Rose than I know about my own wife.
You gotta be kidding.
No, take a look here. Look at all these magazines, newspapers. Anything you looked at in the last couple of months has to do with Pete Rose.
There are special books out on Pete. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, the Sporting News, even Time magazine. Pete did the morning news, the evening news, and the overnight news. Even Face the Nation, a program that usually talks to guys with names like Casper or Zabignu on World Affairs. We're talking to a regular guy named Pete about baseball.
Baseball's been very, very good to me.
And exactly what do we know from all of this? Probably a lot more than we need to know.
For instance, USA Today reported that Pete likes watermelon, iced tea, potato chips, and blondes, though probably not in that order. We know he likes this shirt because he wore it on Face the Nation, and he also wore it on the morning news.
Tim Sullivan of the Enquirer took in a seance with Ty Cobb to find a little bit more about Pete Rose.
The Chicago Tribune's Bob Verdi took it further. He wrote of a conversation in heaven between Ty Cobb and Pete Rose. How did he know it was heaven? Cobb says because there weren't any reporters there. We learned over and over again that Pete has a son named Tyler, named partially for Ty Cobb. We learned in Time magazine that Pete wouldn't name his son Schmedley, or...
If I'd have been chasing Harry Dormdap, I wouldn't have named my kid Harry. Ty Cobb's name would have been Milton. I don't think I'd have named my son Milton.
A lot of guys named Schmedley, Harry, and Milton probably don't like Pete Rose. Cincinnati Enquirer showed how Pete got every one of his hits. The Boston Globe took it a step further in breaking down the hits. 131 came off Hall of Famers, 6 came off a pitcher who was born after Rose began playing, Dwight Gooden. Hits came off players from 13 different countries, and 12 came off 3 present or former convicts. We learned that he got the nickname Charlie Hustle from Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford, although the McNeil-Lair report referred to him as Johnny Hustle. PBS shouldn't be confused with ESPN. We thought we knew how old Pete was.
He'll be 44 years old, is that right, in April?
24.
Oh.
Okay, he told Sports Illustrated that fast cars, fast horses, and a young wife helped keep him young. And he told reporters in St. Louis that a big heart is what's kept him going.
I'm like John Henry. John Henry got a big old heart, man.
ABC's Dick Schaap reminded Pete that the horse John Henry is a gelding.
Like I said, I'm not like John Henry.
But you know, I feel like Ed McMahon on The Tonight Show when he says, everything you ever wanted to know about Pete Rose is right here.
Yeah, you said you knew more about him than your wife.
Well, I might have been exaggerating just a little bit there, but...
Do you remember your wife's name, John?
Sure, that's Kathy.
And let's see, the color of her eyes?
Yeah, when I saw her 3 months ago, they were brown. Well, maybe not. Let me take a look. I got a picture here. I think this is her.
Sometimes a summer of Rose mania has that effect. But I can tell you this, Pete Rose has brown eyes.